Welcome everyone, my name is Louis Leyva. Thank you for watching. Today we're going to talk about the EIDL program. Not the one that we're all used to, not the Emergency Injury Disaster Loan. We're going to be talking about the new one that Jacky Rosen from the Senate has actually proposed on July 20th, and it's entitled the EIDL Act, and this is why, because it is ensuring the Increased Disaster Loans for Small Business Act. That's why. Very clever. She came up with a very clever name for once. Somebody came up with something good. So the reason why I'm bringing this up, guys, is because there's been a lot of talk about this, and maybe this could be the much needed help we needed in order to get businesses up and running with that $2 million loan limit. And also it was going to be providing the $10,000 advance that we were all promised. But is this bill likely to get passed? We're going to talk about that today. And we're going to talk about what's great about it and what's probably not going to fly. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so now let's look at the actual bill and read the sections of it that are most important to us and see how it was worded and what they actually mean by it. So with respect to the EIDL loan made under Section 7B, the administrator should not impose a maximum loan amount that is lower than $2 million. So they went right for the jugular. This bill is only a few pages long, so I'll leave a link to it down below so you guys can read it for yourselves and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Next, it states that if you've already received a loan from the EIDL program, you can actually go back and get the full $2 million if you qualify for $2 million. And the beauty of that is that you do not have to provide any more documentation than what was initially requested or provided when you first applied for that loan. So that's good. They can't just now come out and create new guidelines and new restrictions on people who otherwise qualified. Okay, so now let's talk about the EIDL advance portion. All right, this is the portion that we were all promised, the $10,000 that we didn't get. We ended up just getting $1,000 per employee, which is not the way the CARES Act was written. So we all know that that was done incorrectly. Let's see what this bill proposes in order to correct that. With respect to any recipient of the advance under the subsection before the date of the enactment is this, if it gets passed, of the Ensuring Increased Disaster Loans for Small Businesses Act of less than $10,000, the administrator shall not later than 15 days from the date of enactment, so that's 15 days from the day that this passes, if it goes through, you will be receiving your $10,000, provided to the recipient an additional advance such that the total amount received by the recipient is $10,000. So what they mean is if you received $1,000, you'll get the balance. If you receive $5,000, you'll get the balance. If you receive nothing, you're going to get the $10,000. This is what they're proposing, which is very, very powerful. And I know a lot of people out there. I know I have thousands of people who have just written me and told me, how much of a gift this would be if they received the $10,000, because there's a lot of people out there who need it. This is not money that people are just going to go out there and gamble with. This is not money that people are just going to put into the bank and park it. A lot of people really do need this money in order to keep their businesses afloat, to get better merchandise, to get better equipment, to get better things. Because remember, on the advanced section, there really is less restrictions to what you can do with that money, and you don't have to pay it back, as opposed to the EIDL loan, which has so many restrictions and so many hurdles you have to go through, that this portion would have been a real big lifesaver for a lot of people. Okay, so now let's talk about how much more advance money is going to be available, because you saw for yourself how quickly that money ran out for the loans, how quickly that money now ran out for the advances. They're talking about increasing the amount of advances from $20 billion all the way to $100 billion. That's an extra $80 billion that's going to be floating around for people to receive advances. That's a lot of money. I don't think they're going to be able to skip anyone with that amount of money. But just because it's so good, it's $80 billion, a lot of people are going to think, hey, on the opposition, they're going to think $80 billion, that's a lot of money. And there is going to be definitely opposing parties to this. And why? Because right now we're discussing trillions of dollars worth of stimulus, and to add another 100 billion, 80 billion, 20 billion here, like, it's just going to be a lot of money for people to just say, okay, let's just write these debts into our books and go ahead and fund everyone. So I do think there's going to be opposition when it comes to this. Take my word for it. I'd love to see tomorrow this go through, because there's going to be a lot of happy people, especially people that are subscribed to this channel, who would definitely use this money for good use. And I just want to take a moment right now just to thank all those people who have been really supporting our channel. When we started talking about the EIDL program back in March, we had about 1,000, just over 1,000 subscribers to this channel, and because of you, we're approaching 10,000 subscribers on this channel. So I am forever grateful that I was able to provide enough value where an additional 9,000 people became part of this community. So if you're finding value in this video today that we're creating, and we're not even halfway done through this yet, please give us a like so more people can see this video. This bill does sound really good, and it sounds almost too good to be true. So I did some research and I did some digging and I looked up the bill. There's this website that I'm going to link down below that you guys can see for yourselves, and it shows the bill and it shows who proposed the bill and who's backing the bill and all these things. It's a great resource, but it also gives you the likelihood of the bill to get passed. And the likelihood of this bill to get passed is only 3%. So to put that into comparison, the HEROES Act has a 93% chance of getting passed still. So where did they get this information from? Well, there's a company by the name of Scopus Labs. So they basically created a bot or an AI that would check the likelihood of a bill to go through. And why is this important? Because a lot of big business needs data like this because they can pivot and they can make changes and they can do things that would benefit them or protect them in case a law gets passed. So the likelihood of this bill to go through, guys, I'm sorry to say, is only 3%. But there is a way that you can get involved and increase the odds of this going through. And the way is by actually clicking the link that I'm going to leave down below, because there is a section there that allows you to contact your representative and allows you to say, hey, I like this bill. There is a strong possibility that this bill will get passed if everyone gets behind it and starts writing to all of their representatives. So make sure that you don't just watch this video, guys. If you really are passionate about getting yourself a bigger loan or getting yourself the $10,000 advance, which we all truly need, I'm sure, go down below and click that link so you can go ahead and write to your representative today, right now. Do it right now. Pause the video and go do it and come back, and then we can watch the rest of this video. Promise me you come back. Okay, so one of the other barriers that this bill is going to be facing is the following. Right now, there is a lot of attention being put on the SBA 7A loan. That is a working capital loan, and I have a full-blown explanation on what this is. Video coming up within the next few days. So to make sure you don't miss that video, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell on this channel so you can learn all about that. I do think that this new loan is going to be a game changer. It's definitely everything the EIDL loan was not, and it's everything that the PPP loan was not. So I do think that this 7A loan is going to be the game changer. And if it does go through, guess how much is being appropriated for that 7A SBA loan? $100 billion, which is basically the total that they're trying to reappropriate for the EIDL loan and the grants. So if that's the case, then I see this getting more favoritism, the SBA 7A loan, than I do this EIDL Act, unfortunately. But if you're a business who needs looser terms, longer term money at a 1% interest rate, this new SBA 7A loan might be just the ticket that you've been waiting for. Watch the next video that I'll be putting out about the 7A loan, and you can see if it's the right loan for you. Unfortunately, that loan does not come with an advance. So let me just give you a little sneak peek on what this loan actually has to offer. It is a long-term loan at a 1% interest rate, and it really does favor a lot of the businesses that need it the most. Those businesses that are in urban areas, the businesses that have seen huge reductions in their income from Q1 and 2 of this year as opposed to Q1 and 2 of last year. Also going to help a lot of seasonal businesses, and it's going to help a lot of rural businesses where there isn't a lot of financing available for those types of commerce. So I do think that this is going to be the golden ticket, because a lot of lawmakers are saying this is the winning ticket. This is what we really needed, and there are a lot of them getting behind this and pushing this one through. So if they're pushing this one through, I'm sorry to say, but I do think that the EIDL program is probably going to put to the back burner, at least for the meantime. So I just want to mention this to you. There's currently 14,292 bills that are currently proposed in Congress, which only 7% of them will ever have the likelihood of passing. So the fact that there is a bill that is in such early stages doesn't really mean that it's going to get taken off the ground unless we get behind it. So if you support the EIDL bill, I encourage you, go down below, hit that link and make sure your representatives hear your voice. We can't do this, guys, with just YouTube videos. We have to make sure that we all, as a people, as a collective, get behind this and make sure that we do get the money that we desperately need. I know there's a lot of businesses out there who could put that money to use today, so go ahead and make sure that they hear you and they hear your voice. Okay, guys, so like I always mention to you, if you're looking to get into real estate or you just want to increase your production, I have a link down below in which you can request a chat with me. We can talk about how to improve your business. We can talk about working together. So don't be shy, guys. Hit the link down below. And if you guys like more videos like this, please consider subscribing to our channel. Hit the notification bell so you can be alerted. But most importantly, share this with someone who you think would definitely need this information. And if you want to learn more about this EIDL program, I'll leave a playlist right here that you guys can check out and see all there is to know and everything you can do with the money. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.